Hi Earthlings, I'm Trice. Are you feeling financially trapped? Are you feeling poor, like you're struggling no matter how hard you try? You just end up in the same place? Well, I'm going to showcase why that is happening, and fear not, it happened to me too. I think I lost $1 million because of it, and I'm going to show you how to fix it because being wealthy, free, and rich is your birthright. Now, before we continue, let's first examine that bold statement. Is being wealthy your birthright? Is that a truth of the universe, or is that Pollyanna wishful thinking that we tell ourselves on a rainy day? I used to think it was rainy day, stick a smile on it type of philosophy, and now I know it's a bold fact. How did I uncover this truth of the universe? By looking around. If you look at grass, the grass's natural inclination is to seek abundance and grow. Now, what happens when the snow comes? It blocks the grass from growing. But as soon as the snow melts, the grass tries again and seeks that fullest expression of itself. You can see this truth in all things. So bringing this back to us humans, our fullest expression would be to grow into the richest version of ourselves. Money only is an enabler. It enables you to do things that seek expression that if you don't have money, you sometimes cannot do. So you could say money is simply a tool that allows humans to live to the fullest expression of themselves. And if it is your natural birthright to be able to do that, then if it's not showing up in your life right now, that can only mean one thing. It's being blocked. And how is it being blocked? Well, the answer is a little controversial. Now, how are you blocking this fortune that's your birthright? It's going to be painful to say, but if it's not there, if it's not in your current reality, it is being blocked, and there's a high probability that it's being blocked by you and not outside forces. And how can I say something so sassy and mean when I haven't met you in real life? Because I have experienced this cycle on my own skin, and I just went through another painful loop. You see, about a decade ago, I found my handsome honey, and he came with a little bit of debt. No problem, we weed-whacked that away, all fine and dandy. But as soon as it was gone, he's like, oops, I forgot that I owed my dad $25,000. As soon as that one was paid off, he decided to buy out his business partner for $250,000. I was like, holy heck, I'm seeing a pattern here, honey. No, this is good debt. This was intentional. I said, if you pay this off and more debt comes, it means we are attracting it. We are attracting it somehow to keep us in our same current financial position. Well, lo and behold, the exact same month we were paying that $250,000 off, we had been getting audited. Bill came in at $43,000 of debt. And I'm like, honey, we are attracting this. Even though it might look like outside forces, what do you think? This March, all businesses were forced to close. That was the month that we were having the last audit payment. This is 10 years of history. It's too coincidental that every single month that we get out of debt, some new debt magically appears. So how have I been attracting this, and how can I get rid of it? I'm going to show you the 3 massive money blocks that were blocking my fortune, literally took $1 million right out of my pocket, and how when I release them, the money will flow in, and how you can do it too. If you're new to my channel, this might be a surprise, but for the past year, I have been manifesting a $1 million yearly income stream. And as us law of attraction people know, the universe works with efficiency. So where is this $1 million income stream? I now realize the universe has presented me the offer, but I had these 3 financial blocks up, so I could not see it or take advantage of it. Now, you can weigh in on how truthful you think this is, but I will lay out all the data for you to weigh in on. So the first money block that I uncovered was that I had a scarcity mindset. Now, this took a heap and ocean of time for me to consciously realize that I had this. You saw how I was prattling on in the beginning about how abundance is everywhere. I thought that that was how I truly felt. But subconsciously, I operated from a scarcity mentality. I grew up financially challenged, but I had always desired to be wealthy or richer or have the finer things in life. So I started very early on, always trying to find a way to make money. And I was a good saver, so my fortune would grow and grow. But what did not go away was this feeling of not having enough. Not that I didn't have enough handbags or something, but I was afraid I would lose all my money. And this manifested itself in different ways. My husband, when I met him, he had a business, but guys, it was struggling. He would sit at the bar and he's like, Trice, I got to come up with $25,000 in 5 days to pay the credit card bill. It was always just one little dog paddle away from a sinking ship, or at least that's how I felt. So I threw all my energy, although he did not request it, into saving his business. And it stabilized and it worked out and it got better. But the cycle kept repeating. Regardless of what my financial position said, you're in the green trees. You see the total disconnect? This is only what popped my eyes open to my scarcity mindset. Seeing it is 90% of its power over you. So look around in your universe. Have you been getting richer and richer and richer and yet afraid and worried of losing it all? And when I say richer, maybe you're still just getting by, you can pay your bills on time, but you have that nagging feeling that you're going to slide back. That's a sign of a scarcity mindset. The second money block that has made my $1 million manifestation come and go without depositing any money in my pocket is the fear or the disdain for self-promotion. Now, let me tell you the story of how I think this unfolded, and I would love to hear your comments of what you think happened. A year ago, about last April, I decided that I was going to manifest $1 million income stream. That was my cherry on top. I already had the 2 kids and the husband. So in October, I got the answer of how to do that. It was very meta. I was watching my friend's YouTube video and it said, to make $1 million in 1 year, you just create a $1,000 product and sell it to 1,000 people. So I reflected and I was like, well, do I have anything that is that valuable to sell? And instantly I realized that I did. I am pretty amazing in investing, and I have an investment philosophy that has produced consistent returns over a decade. So I figured if I package that and sell it in a course that is worth more than $1,000, it has tripled my investment, so it should work just as well for somebody else. Now, I got that information back in October. It is July of the following year. Do you see any investment product? Now you could come up with 1,000 excuses, and the mind will come up with 1,000 excuses. And this takes a lot of self-reflection because it is so easy to trick oneself. So I asked myself, did I think that this would really add value? Yes. Did I think people would get their money back plus some? Yes. I could not find an answer to why I wasn't doing it. And time is not, I don't have enough time. That's never the answer. It was because I felt uncomfortable with self-promotion. Now, how come I think this cost me $1 million? Because now, I didn't before, but now I think of YouTube as a storefront and every view as a customer, somebody coming in and looking to see what you have. Now, I've had over 1 million views on this channel. So think of that as having a storefront where 1 million people walk through and you never offer them anything. Now, circling back to the $1 million, do you think that you could sell a course that you thought was very, very valuable for $1,000 to 1,000 people if you could show it to 1 million people? This part of the video has been very hard for me to make, and I'm thinking it's because I'm still very uncomfortable with the concept, but just talking about it helps you shift into a new identity. Fear not, the universe is very, very generous. It will give me a round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. It will keep offering up these opportunities until I claim one. And I showcase this because the process is just a teeny bit painful. It is painful to admit this about myself. Now, this last one I just found yesterday, and I never would have thought I was hiding. The third money block, and it's going to sound really weird, is hiding in helping people. I love helping people. And I was talking on the phone to my college boyfriend, who I haven't seen maybe in 10 or 20 years. And he was telling me some sad news and how he came into a whole bunch of money. And I said, oh gosh, let me help you with your investments. You don't have to pay me. I just want to do it as a friend. I almost felt like I was begging him to let me help him for free. I got off the phone and the first thing I thought is, how the heck am I going to find time to do this? And yet I found myself volunteering to help a friend who has plenty of money to pay for something. And that is when the light bulb went off. Because the thing that I want to sacrifice is working on my course, because that money block, fear of self-promotion. So I'm like, just take that time and help him for free. Now, this doesn't mean whenever you help somebody, that means you're trying to run away from a block in your own life. But do you find yourself giving, and not getting what you want? Money, all subjects are the same subjects. So it doesn't have to be money. For example, if you find that you're super giving in relationships and you would like that in return, but you always find that you're with a taker, somebody who doesn't give you what you need, and so you surrender and acquiesce and say it's okay, that's a good sign that you're out of balance, that you might be doing what I'm doing, is hiding in my giving. It feels good. It feels safe. Nobody's going to say, oh my goodness, you're too much of a giver. Stop doing that. And it feels selfish maybe to go the other direction. But there's an eternal truth. You cannot give from a cup that is empty. So giving to yourself is really the best gift that you could give other people. And so the gift I'm going to give myself is to grow and expand out of these money blocks. But I do have something to give you. If you want, I created this free Uncover Hidden Money Blocks worksheet. It gives a couple examples of my clients without their names, just of how they saw their money blocks, so that you can do the same. Just send me an email to the email in the description box below, and I will email it to you. And until next time, my darling earthlings, ciao.